Becky Stallman, and I have started a website. It's been almost 2 years. It's called beckyredbarn.com, and I am the lady at the Red Barn. I do not live in the Red Barn. I get asked that every now and then. I'm in the blue house next to the Red Barn. And Vicki helped me get going. I'm improving and trying to get to be adept in our lumber business and also in my own life with technology, but I don't think I would have started without her. If she wouldn't have said, sure, I'll help you get going and help you figure out WordPress. And you know, it's that situation where once you know it, but climbing through it yourself, you just may not have done that. So I really give her credit, and it's just kind of an endeavor in support. So if you need some, if you have something cool going on in your life and you think you'd like somebody to cover you, here's your chance. Let me know what you have coming up. We've had, like I mentioned when I introduced myself, we've had a business for 35 years, and I was listening to the other entrepreneurs or the business statistics thinking, oh man, you know, when we started, we took off that large loan at 10.5% interest. And that monthly payment was clamoring every month to make that payment, and you know, all that. And I'm going, where were they then? We sure could have used some of that money. I might be the only one here today who hasn't cost me seg money. I don't know. But I still am behind it, all for it, and just find myself being a real encourager of any and all business, just because of, that's where my heart is, but also because of our own business. We know what it's like to be new and clamor and try to figure out how to maintain employees. And so this was a small way that I could work to support just the area, individuals, businesses, endeavors, projects. There's a quote that I read this winter, and every once in a while, if I get that little feeling about maybe I'm not making enough money, or, you know, we all have our demons, we question ourselves, those gremlins, we have our high days and our days like, are you doing enough? So I'll just share this with you. Don't ask yourself what the world needs, ask yourself what makes you come alive, and then go and do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. So really, it isn't always about money. We're contributing in our communities and our neighborhoods and among our businesses just by being ourselves often. And I then will transcend into talking a little bit about what I do on the site. I wrote down some statistics, talking to you a little bit as if you were going to start a website or start a blog. Maybe some of you are doing that, maybe some of you are thinking about it. So I'll share with you something I don't often do. I don't really go and do the research, but I did this afternoon. See what you caused me to do, Vicki? You don't want to be that person who's always checking how many people are looking at your website. That can get addictive, and it's just not healthy. So you don't often look at or I don't often look at my statistics, but I did go today and look back over a couple of years, and I'll tell you which of my posts have gotten the most hits. That's kind of interesting. I'll start with number 20 and go back. You have to put yourself out there and be a little vulnerable, and that's a process of learning to get used to. Number 20 is my Terrace Mill post. The Big Stone Arts Council artists were displaying art in Terrace Mill near Swift Falls. It's a beautiful setting, and that's gotten a lot of hits. Number 19, I did a Red Barn giveaway. I'm the artsy creative person too, so I'm always doing things, and I brought one tonight just as a prop. Brent, aren't you the one who always uses the line, shameless self-promotion? That's not an easy thing to grow into, but you need to grow into that a little bit at least anyway. And so giveaways are always popular. Number 18, flowers. Everyone loves flowers. Number 17, winter scenery. Number 16, a post I had entitled, I Can't. And then, of course, if I really couldn't make sweet rolls, I probably wouldn't have made the post. They look pretty good, so I did go ahead. Number 15, chickens. Number 14, Christmas, anything Christmas. Number 13, Neander. I love to support the Neander and the artists on it, and that's interesting to people all over the region. So that's got a number of hits. I intended to cover Meander more when I started this. I thought, well, that's a good place to start. I could promote the artists and help them in any way. And then there just is no shortage of ideas. It's kind of like the magazine Midwest Living. Their editor wrote one time, he was asked, like, how long are you going to write about the Midwest? After a year or two, what left will you have to say about the Midwest? I mean, like 20 years later, they fill an issue every couple of months. So I think Meander and our area kind of the same way. I'll finish backing up on my list. But you're going to love this one. Number 12, Irish cream biscotti. I'm not quite sure what part of that, boy, that's gotten the hits. Number 11, Billy and Brevick. There's a couple that owns a cabin on Big Stone Lake and they live in the Twin Cities. And I do enjoy that connection. There's a lot of that. A lot more than meets the eye. Twin Cities watching western Minnesota. Number 10, Kids at the Fair. That was covering Big Stone County Fair. We all love our kids. Number 9, the last post that I just made is already up there. Real Girls Do Fish. So, I'll send you all home with a business card and you can check that one out. Number 8, Golfing the Arctic Open. That's popular and brings people from all over the state. Number 7, Contact Me is the name. That means if someone wants to get a hold of me. And that's really valuable. I get feedback. Sometimes people will call and want some of my homemade cards, information on an artist, questions. I might want to get your information because I get a lot, say like 5 requests already for information on the new vacation rental in Ortonville. Number 6, Becky Red Barn Shops Small. I was talking about doing Christmas shopping in the local businesses. Number 5 is just a picture of the Red Barn. It's a lot of hits. Number 4, I enjoy regional coverage whenever I can get out and do it. And that's a post that covers Carol over at the bird feeder at Twin Brooks. It's a picture of her Christmas candy, and that has had hundreds of hits. Number 3 is the house on the corner, the vacation rental house in Ortonville. Got 450 hits just like right away. So, number 2 is a picture of a bittersweet wreath. Can anyone explain that?
Yeah. Most people don't know what bittersweet is.
It's been pinned and repinned on Pinterest, and that wreath has just kind of gone viral, and that's okay. And number 1, this is where the vulnerability comes in. The number 1 hit is about me. Do I really like that? No, it makes you squirm a little bit. But the truth is, if you're going to have a website or a blog, we're all interested in each other. So people like to know who you are, what your story is, why you're putting it out there, what you do, what your grandkids look like. I've held off on sharing my grandkids because I don't want to be that person that's always showing off their grandchildren. But I get feedback on that. If I don't do it for a couple months, they'll say, oh, that little fashion shoot you did of Libby in her new dress was so precious. What's she doing now? Doesn't she have a sister? And so, you have to find the fine line and be willing to share yourself and your family also. Is that enough? I guess I'm prepared for 2 hours. I'll just touch on my second page and then take any questions. Relationships are important. No kidding about that. I would say, if you'd say, Becky, do you take your blog real seriously? I'd say no. I really don't. But the truth is, I probably do in an artistic sense. In a sense that I have to get up and be paid and be accountable. Vicki doesn't hold me accountable. She just keeps patting me on the back and helping me along. And I appreciate that. But you do build those relationships with your followers. With Vicki, very important, the Chamber, Minnesota River Scenic Byway. Andrea Singleton at Pioneer Public TV is one of my best associates and supporters and cheerleaders, the Meander Committee. Big Stone Arts Council, Artie's Bake Shop, my new gal. Becky Parker, she's the president of the Arts Council, she's just a cheerleader. Some of my old high school friends have found me, and some of them are out there doing just, it's kind of like, you went there from here? that commercial about the Brookings SDSU, you can go anywhere from there. I'm thinking, that's kind of Big Stone County too. People have gone and done some real interesting things, and they're heads of departments and doctors, and they come back and find you. I think I'll just quit there. Lots of
And that's the other thing, you know, she's out there, yeah, maybe she calls it, what did you call it? Shameless self-promotion?
That's Brent's line.
Yeah, that's Brett's line.
Yeah. But you know what, at the same time, she's not just promoting herself, she's promoting the entire
Yes.
Big Stone County and Big Stone County area at the same time. And so we're all in the sandbox together, and anything we can do to help each other while we're helping ourselves is what it's all about, so.